Rest in peace, Dennis. Show's starting. Show is starting. And it's taking a while for the music to start here. What the hell's going on?
Oh, then tell me, Sean O'Farrell, tell me why you hurry so. Hush, O Wolfel, hush and listen, and his cheeks were all aglow. I hear orders from the captain, get you ready quick and soon, for the pikes must be together by the rising of the moon. By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, for the pikes must be together by the rising of the moon. Oh, then tell me, Sean O'Farrell, where the gathering is to be. In the old spot by the river, right well north to you and me. One more door for signal, token, whistle out and marching shoot. For your pike upon your shoulder by the rising of the moon. By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon. With your pike upon your shoulder by the rising of the moon. Out from many a mud wall cabin eyes were watching through the night. Many a manly chest was throbbing for the blessed warning light. Murmurs passed along the valleys like the banshees' lonely croon, and 1,000 blades were flashing at the rising of the moon. At the rising of the moon, at the rising of the
Is
moon.
this for Bishop David O'Connell or Dennis?
Yeah. Well, we are here to honor, I guess, those who are. I've sent out links to those who knew Dennis, and I actually thought he was Irish, but Liz has
You've
has
been corrected.
yeah, corrected me. He is not Irish, but he reminds me of many of my Irish relatives who maybe party a little bit too hard. Shall we start with Liz and then we'll go to Joey? Liz, do you have anything to say?
I don't know if Liz is back yet. Is she back?
Oh, it's Liz. Okay, so Joey, why don't you regale us with your memories of Dennis?
Dennis was the Dennis Rodman of Spreaker. He was the Dennis Rodman of online radio. He was annoying to the utmost. He was never, and we lost Liz. She'll be back. And we lost Dennis, just like we just lost Liz, just disconnected. The poor guy was shunned by so many people that we know, and I always got a kick out of him, even though I was like always one step from yelling at the guy. He was an amazing character, and obviously, it took me a minute when I first heard it. I didn't believe it until I heard, the I don't even know what was the thing that was written up for him. His little nobody shunned Dennis. Oh no, he got shunned. He got shunned. Don't say nobody. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about there were other chat rooms that just were like, no way. No way, no Dennis, because he interrupted everybody. He interrupted everyone with joy. He did it with a smile on his face, and the louder you yelled, the wider his grin. Yeah, drink one for the old Kipper.
Now, Liz has left us again. She was here and then she left us another time. I don't know why. Maybe she will be coming back. But Joey, I remember Dennis, and I remember, like I said, I remember his joy. I remember his happiness.
Mhm.
He would piss me off, and the thing is, he would piss me off because, I wanted to talk too, but also I was full of myself to a degree. It's like, what the hell do I know about anything? and he was just about a bowl of joy, and
Nobody
coming.
likes it. Nobody likes a know-it-all, and Dennis was a know-it-all.
You know what? But I'm a know-it-all too. Now
So
Liz has joined us back. Liz, apparently I had an Irish song for Dennis, but apparently he was not Irish. Do you want to tell us how you remember Dennis?
He was not Irish at all.
not even a
I
little
don't know
bit.
why you picked the Irish song. I don't even think a little bit. No.
He reminded me.
No.
You know what? You know what? He just reminded me of my Irish relatives. I'm just, my
How?
drunk.
How? Because of
Well, he was a
He
little
wasn't
feisty. He was a little feisty guy. He reminded me of a little James Cagney, and one of those, the quiet men, and he could play like the perfect Irish, Irish American
Mhm.
character. And like in Gangs of New York, I would have cast the man. I would not, he could have fooled me. I don't know because certain names can fool me. But continue, Liz. I will shut the hell up.
I don't even think Deitch or Dikey. No, he doesn't sound like an O Dikey, or I don't think none of that. I believe it's probably French or Norwegian or Dutch.
Dutch oven. Now, you know what I mean? Because I always think, oh, the dykes. You're all a bunch of dykes. And I just, I don't know. I thought wrong, but yeah. I mean, he just reminded me of like one of those little feisty Irish guys. He didn't look Italian, so I just thought Irish. And again, he brought out the joy.
Can I give my favorite memory of Dennis? So COVID was coming. It was early March. And so was Dennis Deitch. He was on a road trip, and we were planning to all meet up. And as his road trip progressed, he progressively got more and more unstable and clearly more drunk. And a few, maybe 2 nights before he was supposed to be at his sister's house out here in California, he ended up at some hotel, or it was like a motel, and he was outside and he was just kind of staggered drunk, and he was babbling this and babbling that, and we're trying to kind of come to some sort of decision on whether he was going to come over and stay with me. And at this point, I was fully against it. He just was so erratic, so drunk, and plan was changing it was evolving every 10 minutes. And suddenly I hear a guy come out from the administrative office at the motel, and I hear him go, "Hey, there's no smoking outside the door. Get over, go." This is such a perfect moment.
So he was absolutely So he was absolutely told off, and he's still a smoker. I think he was only down to a pack a day, but he had been into the hospital with some serious, I think, bronchitis and maybe some heart problems as well. Now, Liz, are you how's your connection right now?
I don't know, how is my connection right now. Is it okay?
Excellent. Do you want to continue on with your story of Dennis?
He's not Irish. That I can tell you.
Yeah, I mean, since you told me that, now I know that he is not Irish, but he had an Irish heart and he had an
He
Irish.
has an Irish heart.
You know what I mean? Like an Irish spirit. He reminded me kind of if James Cagney and let's see who else, and like Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High had a baby, it would be Dennis Dyke. And by the way, Sean Penn, I believe, is Jewish, but he reminded me of like just a person who loved to live life. He was vibrant. He, like we were both big 1980s fans, and I thought he was a little bit older than me, but I mean, like I thought he was like maybe a year or two, but he was actually 3 years
How
older
old are
than. He was
Oh,
about
okay.
3 years older than me. So, man, if we're going by age here, just kind of scary. That, like
I
I
mean, he
could
died
be.
very young.
Yeah, he
He
did.
was too young to die, but
And
I
and
really
and then,
thought that it was the lung cancer or emphysema that killed him. I really did.
yeah, well, it was, from my understanding, it was an aneurysm, and aneurysms can even hit healthy people. Um, God, it makes me afraid because you have said that aneurysms can hit. I mean, are more likely to damage people with high blood pressure and like pre-existing conditions, and that is kind of scary because I have two pre-existing conditions.
Dennis required 3. He went for a trinity before socializing. He needed the adjustment before every conversation.
Yes. And he was told to shut up a lot of times, and I'm probably one of them who told him to shut the fuck up a few times, and he told me fuck you. And now, oh my heavens, we have Liz has left the server. Hopefully, she will be back because sooner or later I'm going to have to go to Betty Bye to Slumber Land because I have to get up in the morning. Hopefully, there may be people. I did send out the the Discord here on both places to see if anyone wanted to join and remember.
Anybody can call in right now and tell us their memories of the great Dennis Dyke.
Yeah, yeah. He was just a guy that liked to have fun. He brought up the word squinching, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so I'm just here remembering a gentleman who has passed away. He was a lot of fun. I never met him in person. I met him on Discord, and he came on our show a few times.
Oh yeah.
And I may do a few clips, like a few sound clips of him.
Probably more than anybody else.
Yeah.
There are a lot of recordings of Dennis.
He had a tendency to filibuster, and but you know what? Like I said, he was a fun-loving guy, and he didn't take himself too seriously. And I think of myself that I shouldn't take myself too seriously either, because at the end of the day, we don't have any power to do anything. I mean, like limited. We have limited power at best, uh, and probably limited power to change people's minds.
He was an exercise in that. It seemed he was always challenging me to, I'd say a lot of crazy things, but he would always challenge me, and he always took me to task about a few subjects, and um, yeah, yeah, a lot of good memories of him laughing, and he did add a lot of laughter to conversations. Yeah, just as much as he did frustration. He
And
did call me a snake, no question about it. And I thought that was funny because the snake thing was something that started with Mr. Solution, and Debbie caught on to that, and she started that, and then Dennis and Debbie had a huge falling out. And I remember him saying to me one time, I will never talk to her again. But soon after that, he called me a snake. And I said, hey, Dennis, why are you using something you heard from Debbie? Yeah, Jackal. Yeah, he called me a jackal quite a few times too. Never a flapjack.
I'll call you a flapjack.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You're
You're a
back.
flapjack. I'm back.
You're back. What
I'm back
happened?
and you're a flapjack.
I am
Yeah.
not a flapjack. Damn it!
Damn it. No, I definitely thought that lung cancer was gonna get Dennis, or emphysema. I really did. I would have lost that bet. Would have lost.
Now, what do you remember most about Dennis?
His love for me, mostly. I think that's obvious.
Yes, yes. He was a character, and he could really, like I said, he could make people laugh. Me and him both liked the menus at 7-Eleven, and we both liked.
That's disgusting.
You got to join us sometime. And it just one
Yeah.
of those chalupas. Is there 7-Eleven in this? Does 7-Eleven exist in Canada? Or is 7-Eleven? Do they? Because he talked about it like he was like he knew about like all the finger foods and things that they serve there. We got a little bit of the behind the thing menu. Liz, you are not a fan of the 7-Eleven menu. Like you've never gotten like something to eat there ever. I think she's left us again.
Maybe she doesn't speak to snakes either.
Perhaps not. Anyway, this will not be the last show. Well, she is on, but she's not talking that much. By the way, this won't be the last show of Dennis. Is there anything to add before I call this show?
I don't know. I mean, there's so much, and I think we should have come armed with some audio.
Yeah, well, this is just Dennis. I never met you, and this might be like we might do one just called a tribute to Dennis. But again, he was a person who was a load of fun. Whoa! So I'm gonna put Liz. Do you have anything to add? Or or if not, if I do not hear from you, I will play us out. And rest in peace, Dennis. Joey, do you have anything to add before I call this show a day?
There's so much I want to say about Dennis, but let's do it another time. And I think that's good for tonight. Why not?
Dennis is Irish. I don't care what anyone says. He's Irish. He's Irish.
Not even close.
Yes, he's an Irishman. He's an Irishman.
Are you really going to sleep?
Yes.
Dennis has gone to sleep as well.
I don't think I'm going to end this yet. I might play.
Are you playing the Irish song again?
You know what? I think I'm going to do something different. I think I'm going to, you know what?
Yeah,
There's
he wasn't.
so
I don't know why I have to repeat. He wasn't Irish. Why? I don't think
What's wrong with
Dennis
you?
ever admitted or tried to convince anyone that he was Irish, Brian.
That was the one thing he never said he knew anything about.
That was the one thing he couldn't. He just made a bunch of assumptions about, and then got shot down really quickly. And never really spoke about it ever again. And here you are, playing tribute songs to Irish songs.
Now, do you have anything to add before I end the show, Liz?
Why are you ending the show?
Why am I ending it?
Yeah, well, I have a question. Who will be? Who is the replacement for Dennis?
Who is the replacement for Dennis? Can he even
Who
be
will
replaced?
replace Dennis for his love for me, but also who will interrupt someone every 30 seconds in an severely inebriated state?
Well, if we can get Kurt back,
Oh, I love Curdy Poo.
we need Kurt.
I loved Curdy Poo.
Yeah, but Kurt wouldn't love me the same way Dennis would love
He
me.
might.
he might.
If you give him, let me tell you this: if you gave Kurt some Rocky Road ice cream and mix it with vodka, and put a vodka, he would love you. I wanted him. You know what? I was writing a scene with him and Dennis, where he was like riding on the trail, and then all of a sudden he would have to take a huge dump, and he had to like get back to the outhouse in time. And like,
That's a disgusting.
That's horrible.
That's a disgusting thing you wrote.
Dennis.
Why were you?
Here's the thing. Here's the way I had it. See, Curdy Poo was the stoic cowboy, and then Dennis, he was like the Gabby Hayes sidekick, and he's like, you better hurry. And old stew ball ain't what she used to be. She can't go as fast. You might have some squirts before you get into town, Hoppy. I just Anyway, Liz, is there anything to add before
You wrote this down, so you took the time. You took the time to write that. You took the time to write that thought down. Show me where you wrote that down.
I did, and I said it was a work in progress, and I'd love for you to do scat times at the ranch. And Curtis refused. I said, man, I have a great story for you. And he was, I'm not doing anything like that. You're a bunch of heathens. And I said, it would be so. With his, do you remember Curdy Poo, Curtis?
I do. Yeah, I like Kurt.
He had a great voice for radio, and I thought he could have done that so well.
Kurt. I don't think Kurt will be returning to radio or podcasting anytime soon because of what happened between him and Debbie.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you know that we don't know?
What do I know that you don't know?
What's happened to Curtis? What have you done with him?
What happened to Curdy Poo?
We'll just say when alcohol and real life meet the internet,
Oh boy.
it's probably a better story for Debbie to tell, but it was and Kurt. We should probably get them both on here. Maybe we should have a Jerry Springer episode on your show between the two of them and see if we can't bring them back together as friends.
That would be nice. Liz, do you remember Andy Bong?
I do.
Though
Though I didn't know Andy Bong as well as most people did. I only met Andy Bong maybe a handful of times online.
Do you remember Katie
Chris
D?
Nelson.
Do you remember Chris Nelson?
I do remember Chris Nelson. Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
Hey, Chris Nelson just asked Ron DeSantis a question
During the CPAC,
What
I
did he
think.
ask? Well, That makes sense because Chris Nelson's down in Florida, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
The
He
great.
got on the news.
Oh man, that well, but he goes out. I mean, I stay in a lot because I have to use the bathroom.
Don't admit that anymore.
So, what medication are you taking now?
Metformin,
Are
Trulicity.
you still on a
Okay,
medication?
Metformin, Trulicity. I'm on 3.
GABA.
No, I'm not on gabapentin. I'm on 3 diabetes medication, and I can't even remember the other one. And then I'm on blood pressure medication, 2 types of pressure medication, and 1 cholesterol medication. So 3 diabetes medications and 2 blood pressure medications.
Why 3 diabetes
Well,
medications?
one is an injectable that I take once a week, and the other are oral. So I take 2 orals a day.
Yeah, they are.
The ghost of Dennis is getting mad that the attention isn't back on him. And
So I had one of the greatest sound clips I ever had was of Dennis saying, "I don't give a fuck."
How long dead?
And I used to play it so much that he said he wanted to start charging me. And I had played it for like 2 years straight and all the time. And I remember at one point he's like, "You owe me $5." It was great. It was the best math of all time.
we should have sent him $5 in some. I have so many 7-Eleven points that I wonder if 5-hour energy drinks that I take daily is bad for my blood pressure. I could be wrong, but do you have the clip, Joey?
I don't have it right now on this
Can you hear me?
computer. Yes.
Yeah. I can hear you.
Okay. Dennis was detoxing in his last day.
That's not safe, I hear sometimes.
Yeah, well, he should have done it under medical care, but he was taking detox like supplements and all of that, and I'm pretty sure that contributed to his aneurysm. They say when you quit anything cold turkey, whether it's smoking or drinking after chronic use for so many years, that you have to, if you plan on quitting, you have to do it under the advice of a doctor. And he did not do that, and it probably him there at the end probably did it for him, you know. Hey, did him in.
Well, I put an invite out there, and look, I have diabetes, and I'm tired a lot. So, I'm trying to get healthy so I can do a good show for Dennis and be mindful. But it's not happening now. And
You're trying to get healthy to do a good show for Dennis?
Well, do a good show in general, but particularly do a good show. This is not a memorial show yet. This is just Dennis. We none of us ever met Dennis, but we had plenty of contact with him.
I think you did. Oh yeah, I almost met Dennis. We almost met Dennis.
We were close.
I wonder who in California he did meet. Do you think that do you think Debbie would have met him?
Perhaps.
We
had a chance. All right, I'm giving someone very controversial a link. Hopefully, anyone can come in if they want to, but please behave. And this is about Dennis and Dennis only. Anything else outside of Dennis?
I could see you really getting ready to control the board on that.
Yes, and right now, Joey, I have to use the bathroom, so I'm going.
God, no! Why did you just get
yeah.
nervous?
Oh.
Why do you have to go to the bathroom now? Did you just get nervous?
And
now you're gonna potty yourself?
No, I'm not. I have to.
It's just getting good.
I have to take
It's
a tinkle.
just getting good, and he has to. This is how you know the show's about to get really good. If Mr. Midnight Movie got so worked up that he's about to crap himself and he has to go to the bathroom mid-show, that's how you know things are getting good now.
I have to take a tinkle. Joey,
Yes.
take over for me. Just to
You
remind
have to take a tinkle.
yes.
Yes.
Wait,
It's gonna
when did you become so gay?
Keep the show about this, moron. All right, I gotta go.
Oh, no! You're the one garnering attention.
I
I have to
have
take
to
a
use the
tinkle.
bathroom,
Why
man.
don't you take a mic? Why don't you take a portable microphone with you so we can hear you too?
Negative. I'm going to use the toilet.
Yeah. I bet you if your toilet was alive, it would be screaming right now.
it's very much alive.
If your toilet was alive, it'd be screaming.
I will return. God, do you have anything to say about Dennis, who passed away? Any memories?
Yes, Dennis was very annoying. He annoyed the shit out of me.
I know he did. He really did, and he did a
We knew
very
that.
good job of it too, most
He
of the
did.
time.
He might have been the best at it.
He may have been.
He
God, he
may have
annoyed
been.
me.
How bad? How much? How bad and how much did he actually annoy you? Let's talk about this.
But I don't think he died because of detoxing. I think that aneurysm was building. Aneurysms don't just pop up. They take time to develop.
That's true, but leading a life of chronic smoking, addiction, drinking, that's where your aneurysm builds up. Where the aneurysm kills you is going to be where you make a sudden change in your body, and then blood starts moving a different way, maybe a little bit more excitable, and I think that's when it popped.
Well, maybe it's all about pressure. The pressure
that's what I'm
builds
saying.
and it explodes. And when it explodes, done.
Exactly. So the pressure was probably building all these years, and then when
I do have
his
a question. Did he ever get the vaccine?
You know what? I don't think that he did. At least if he did, then he lied to everyone about it because he was very
I would
proud.
like to know if he did, because
He denied.
I know somebody else that died that way. I know somebody else that died that way, and they
I
got
knew
the vaccine 2 weeks earlier.
a guy here locally died about 2 weeks ago in his mid 40s that got vaccinated. Another aneurysm.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
So
The heir apparent princess here, where they won't report it, but that's how she died a month and a half ago.
who's next?
She got the vaccine. And collapsed at 40 years old.
There's a lot of people dying.
They're not reporting that.
Well, I felt my heart. I got the two jabs. And,
You got more than 2 jabs, and you're a fucking idiot.
Now, let me ask you this. I think Dennis was younger than you. I could be wrong. But do you think you'll be shaking hands with anybody like Elvis pretty soon there, God?
Elvis?
Well, or Dennis.
You think Elvis is still shaking hands?
Well, you might meet him.
I might meet him. Are you saying that God can die?
There's always, well, yeah, he did.
Well, I got news for you. I fast 17 hours a day. Yesterday, I think I fasted 20 hours. You, on the other hand, are sucking down cheesecakes and who knows what from the Cheesecake Factory.
Mm.
And DoorDash, they must have your picture permanently. I bet you somebody at DoorDash has your face permanently tattooed on their forearm.
You pay for somebody
How much money? How much money? I bet you there's a buzzer that rings at DoorDash headquarters when you make an order. Oh, make an order again. Who do we send over there? Do you tip these people?
Yes, I do, Howard. I tip them nicely.
You tip them nicely. And how many? Let me ask you. When you order dinner, how many dinners do you order? 1 or 2?
1. one, Howard, and I haven't had cheesecake in years.
You're a liar. In fact, that's the best thing you could eat is a cheesecake. Better than a chocolate cake. You should eat the cheesecake. Why? Because it's full of fat.
I would get the red velvet cheesecake, and it was delicious. But not.
Yeah. That's the wrong way to do it. How much do you like rice?
I mean, I can give or take it. I don't do it
Take
that
it.
much.
How about some good mashed
I had it in my
potatoes?
burrito. I had it in my bean and cheese and rice burrito.
Oh yeah. How many times you had French fries this week?
None. I don't eat fries anymore, Howard.
What did you
What
have?
What are you eating nowadays?
What did you have for dinner last night?
2 tacos and a bean and cheese burrito.
Your toilet is just. Why do you? You know what? Take that toilet,
You need to clean it.
have a plumber remove it. No. You can't. No.
Give me
Just
a
have a
break.
plumber remove it and bury it in a landfill deeply.
Next
Now,
to Dennis.
Brian, why wouldn't you let Dennis stay at your house? What do you think would have happened?
I felt at the time that he had a horrible flu and he sounded awful. And I was going to send him over to Joey, but Joey didn't want him either. But the way he was coughing, and I thought he had COVID or whatever he had, and I did not want any part of that. I was going to send him either. Yeah.
He may have cleaned your toilet for you, though. He may have done some
Yeah,
work
you
around
may
your
have.
house.
You should have wrapped him in saran wrap. What the fuck?
Well,
Jeez.
he was very sick at the time. And
Yeah, do like the bank. Do like this. Do like the idiotic banks do, and put up tubes with saran wrap on the front of it.
yeah.
You know what? If I ever have to talk to somebody through some stupid hole in a plexiglass cage again, I don't ever want to live through that shit again.
Did they take down all of those safety precautions where you're at?
Yes, nobody's wearing masks except my ex-wife who was just here. She kept wearing a mask. I kept saying, "Stop wearing a mask." I don't know why she was doing it. Although the air quality here is shit. I think it's 150, 160. Oh, did I tell
Why?
you about the sauna fire? I guess I have. Can I tell you about the sauna fire, Mr. Midnight Movie?
Go ahead.
Would that be
I love
not a good
saunas.
thing?
I would love to hear this. Hurry up.
Well, the only people here. Every time you see a new person here, they're Russian. The Russians are coming like you wouldn't believe. They come by the hundreds. They've taken over my complex. They pour these dumb fucks. In fact, the guy that does this, the Russian, is a ship captain. You would think he would know a little bit about combustibles and flammable liquids like eucalyptus oil that he poured completely in the sauna, which caught fire while I was in the sauna. You ever see a sauna catch fire? It was like
I have
something out
not.
of a surreal. Oh, it was like something out of a surreal movie. It was. In fact, I was mesmerized. I thought it was Dennis coming back to life, the wizard, engulfing the sauna in this fireball. And I'm lucky because the floor's covered in eucalyptus oil too. They put so much on there. I'm lucky I didn't get killed in a flash fire.
Right? That sounds awful.
So yes, it was awful. And then when I told this idiot he keeps putting the eucalyptus oil on there, he told me I was a liar. I told him, you know what, you're fucking dirty Russian. Fuck you. I'm not afraid of it. I tell you, and these Russians are all twice the size. Even the women are double my size.
Really?
They're huge. You don't want them in a ground war. They're big.
Why are they so big?
Fucking Russian. I don't know why they're big. I don't know what it is over there, but the women are big, tall. A lot of them are good looking, but then they bring with them. See, the Russians don't like to sleep with the Thai women. They bring the babushkas with them. You know, big fat ass babushkas. That's an old Russian woman. They take up 2 seats in the sauna. We do have 2 saunas. The men's sauna is hotter than the women's sauna, so the real big fat babushkas like to sit in the men's sauna. Even though I wish they would just. I tell them, I said, "Go, babushka, go to the women's sauna.
Are they
Sit
are
your fat ass." Are they what?
is the sauna? Do you have to be? Do you is can you be naked in the sauna, or do you have to have clothes, or do you have to have trunks on?
You know what? Since nobody, you know what? Yeah, thank you. You have just given me an idea because these people are driving me absolutely batshit crazy. I will. I don't give a shit who. I walk around naked everywhere. In fact, I got a 2 hour massage coming at 2 o'clock. I always do that naked. I want to go naked in the sauna. I don't give a shit. I want to fart too. Fuckers.
Do
And
it.
you want to fart? You want to learn how to fart, Mr. Midnight Movie? Because I don't think you
I
really know.
already know. I
No, I don't think you do. You eat black beans, which by the way are racist, but not in Thailand. They're only racist where you live in the land of idiots. For Christ's sake, what did I do? Oh, I listened. I was on that Amalia or something. I didn't know that she was a Dennis Prager something or other, and I'm listening to all these transvestites, transsexuals, all talking about I don't know what. They finally threw me out of there. Big surprise. Because I made them run for their safe spaces. They were calling moderation all the time. Oh my
Wow.
God.
Well, you do
These
tend to piss people off, Howard.
is that right? Yeah, I do tend to do that. But
And Dennis did too. So you
thank
both
you.
have something in common.
Well, Dennis would go naked in the sauna. Look, I prefer to be naked in the sauna because I don't like wearing clothes. I want the heat to go everywhere. Of course, there's no heat in my sauna because they leave the door open and they let children in there.
What?
Russian women bringing infants into the
That's not
sauna.
safe.
No, 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 no. Well, I told them that. They said, "Well, how do you know?" I told them I was a pediatrician.
I'm a doctor.
Now,
I am a doctor.
now, how come you don't ever? Do they have a steam room there too, or just a sauna?
Well, that's the thing. The Russians call they have a they don't like dry saunas. In Russia, they have what they call banyas, and a banya is a steam room. So they take the dry finished sauna that we have. We got 2 of them, and they turn it into a steam room because they think that by putting water on the rocks, they make the room hotter. No, they just make the room steamier. Yes, I've seen women bring in infants. In fact, uh, I've seen kids 3, 4 years old in there, and they look like they're in distress, and they never bring them water. They never go in there with water. They're so stupid. I have never seen anybody so stupid and ignorant and stubborn as Russians. I've been threatened so many times that they're going to punch me in the face. I laugh at them.
Well, we know who's dying next. Sounds like it's going to be Howard by the Russian mafia.
No, if you know what, yeah. Well, there's no mafia here yet. They think I'm the mafia. I tell them. No, I had a guy in the sauna years ago, 15 years ago. I was at a really nice hotel, which I used as my gym. I paid for it. And I was in the sauna, and there was a guy there. He was Russian, but I think he was also from Finland. And he didn't like something I said. I was reading the newspaper, and he said something to me, and I looked at him and I said, "It's as if I asked you for your opinion." He said, "I want to punch you in the face." I said, "Oh, let me tell you about that." He was a pianist. He played piano. He was a concert pianist. And I told him, I said, "Look, I said, here's your choice. You're 20 years younger than me. Could you kick the shit out of me? Yeah, probably. I got no doubt about that." I said, "You're bigger than me. You're taller than I am. I'm a lot older than you are." I said, "But here's the deal. If you do, I'm going to find you and I'm going to break your fingers. May not be me. I may pay somebody to break your fingers, but I'm going to break your fingers and you'll never play the piano again. So you let me know what to decide. And the guy sat there and thought about it for a while and he said, "You're mafia." I said, "You're fucking A right. And don't bother me again when I'm reading my newspaper."
One angry mafia.
Yes, but see, I don't get dragged off like JP by the bounty hunters. The bounty hunters. Have you heard that story?
No.
Okay, he's not, okay. Anyway,
What do you mean, oh, he's not? Oh, please, as if he hasn't talked about me when I'm not on. Shut up already. You haven't heard about the bounty hunters? You should ask JP about the bounty hunters that beat him up outside of a bar. Did you know that there were bounty hunters in bars? I don't even know
No.
what they look for, but they hang out in bars waiting for JP. And they got him. They got him good.
They beat him up with a fucking
all right. So, okay, this is, and Joey has left the room. I don't know why, but,
Wait a minute. When did he leave the room?
me.
He left about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. So, is there anything?
He's always upstaged by me. I don't know why it is he can't hang around and participate.
He probably doesn't like your fucking bird. Now, Howard, is there anything to add?
What, you hear the bird?
Yeah, I hear the bird.
Yeah, I can hear the bird.
Oh, she's starting to do the raspberry. She's getting ready to talk. Let me see.
There we go. Howard, okay, Liz, is there anything to add about Dennis before I call the show a day? I'm getting ready to go to
No,
bed.
I would like to think that
Wait a
Dennis
minute,
would
wait a
miss
minute.
you the
This
most,
show
but
was-
he might miss Howard the most.
Yeah.
This show was about Dennis?
Yeah. It's called
Did
Dennis.
you say anything nice about Dennis? You didn't even let him in your house. You know, the man could have had fucking pneumonia. The man could have had pneumonia, and you left him on the street. You're disgraceful.
No, bullshit. I have two pre-existing conditions. And
Well, wait a minute. What pre-existing conditions do you have?
I have diabetes and high blood pressure like you.
Oh, wait a second. No, so I don't have high blood pressure. Mine's gone down since I've been fasting. So, wait a second. High blood pressure, you're at risk for somebody with a head cold?
He did not. He had like pneumonia. I don't know if he had COVID or not.
Did he have pneumonia? Well, wait a minute. Didn't you get vaccinated? Weren't you protected?
This was before. He came by at the start of COVID, Howard.
Before
At the
COVID was
start?
announced, he was here right when so it was like the beginning of March.
So what did you know about it? It wasn't even prevalent in America at that time.
Too. You know,
It was not. And high blood pressure is not a pre-existing condition that you have to sit here and go, "Oh, I can't be exposed to somebody."
All right. I'm going to call the show a day.
What would you do?
Put
to
it
bring
out
back
on your-
life?
Look, wait. He has a deck. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a deck, but he's got a walkway. And he doesn't have that many apartments where he lives. I think it's only 4 or 8 in the whole building. So you could have put him out on the balcony with a chaise lounge, but no, you didn't even have the decency to do that. In fact, I think you're not letting him come stay with you or even visit was the start of the embolism in his brain.
Give me a break. Just something that Howard, that me and Dennis probably would have fucking jammed to back in the day.
I think you upset him so badly and tore his heart out that you're the cause of the beginning of the embolism. A microembolism. It was a microembolism at the time that grew and grew. But you were the fertilizer that started it.
Yeah, here we go. This is a song that Dennis and I probably jammed out to. Here we go.
You killed Dennis. Nail in the coffin.
Yeah, you did kill Dennis. You know what? I'm sticking with that because you killed him.
He's nodding his head. Yes.
Call his parents right now and apologize. Call Dennis's parents and apologize for taking Dennis from them.
You do
How
that.
horrible! How horrible is that? Now, did he have a brother that died early too? So this family lost
Yep,
two
two
sons.
Jeez Louise.
Fuck me!
You are
Fuck
sick.
me! I wouldn't even. You know what? If my son died, I wouldn't even recover from that. And they had two, and you're the cause of the second one.
I don't think Dennis would have rocked out with you to this. This is not the Canadian national anthem.
Ugh.
Oh no. Look how happy he is that he killed Dennis.
This is the worst music in the world. What are you playing?
All right, guys, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below.
Nobody likes you and nobody subscribes to you.
No one will ever listen to this show.
What is your subscriber count right now?
I don't know.